Welcome in. It's a brand new edition of the RSL Show. Alex Napoles, Josh Clark, Real Salt Lake clinched the play-in as they will take on the Portland Timbers on the road. And look, Josh, we're gonna start with the hot questions and the hot takes. Dropping a 2-goal lead against St. Louis you shouldn't be able to make the playoff. It was a win and in deal. You were up 2-0 on the road. Olatunji looks fantastic. You give up the 2-goal lead. You shouldn't be in.
I mean, it's the RSL way, right?
Yeah.
Squeaking in. Best of the worst.
You are quite literally the best of the worst.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to support my team through however many games they have remaining through the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time celebrating the fact that we are in the playoff. Right? This season has not been great. And we can't lose sight of that.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like I can't even say we've made the playoff, right? We've made the play-in.
Yep.
And to me, that doesn't mean all is forgiven. Right? We can't erase the last few months of what we've endured as soccer fans, which is frustration, right? So yes, am I excited we get to watch more Real Salt Lake? Absolutely. But I won't be celebrating a successful season. The only way I'll be celebrating a successful season right now is if somehow, some way we win MLS Cup. Right, which would just be an absolute Cinderella story. 30 for 30 would have to be made about it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It would be so sick. But am I going to put money on it? Absolutely not.
And I think that's one of the issues of the way the league is set up, and one of the issues of the construct of Major League Soccer. Right, 9 teams should not make the playoffs.
It's too many
from each conference. Yeah. 9 teams. We've had this conversation before here on the show. The play-in, you got to get rid of the play-in. What is there's no purpose.
No.
Right? Get rid of the play-in.
Ticket sales. It's ticket sales.
Exactly. It's ticket sales, it's Apple TV sales, it's whatever.
Right. And I know I'm the negative guy. And I hate being negative about it. Like, we should be elated, I guess.
No, but I'm right there with you, right? I'm happy for Real Salt Lake. I'm happy they make it. I'm happy we get the chance to continue to cover this team, right? And hopefully continue to cover a playoff run from Real Salt Lake, right? However, you finish the season in 9th place. This is on par with one of your worst seasons ever in club history. You have as many losses as you did in the 2005 season, in the 2016-17 season, whatever season it was, whatever, right? This is on par with one of your worst seasons, but hey, you made it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's wild that and look, I know I saw a lot of conflicting people online, right, saying you should be happy Real Salt Lake's in, and the same part saying, oh, you don't deserve to be in. And sure, if Real Salt Lake makes a run, like, this whole conversation probably changes, right? But ultimately, it's a conversation we've had in the past. The bar for Real Salt Lake shouldn't be just sneaking in.
Right. Again, I want Real Salt Lake to be a team that people fear. I want Real Salt Lake to be dominant. I want Real Salt Lake to just be that sick team, and right now they're just not.
No, they're really not. And the reality is that we should be having this conversation about, a best of 3 series that's going to be hosted at America First Field.
Right. Not where do we have to go for 2 games out of 3?
Not now. You're on the road the entire playoff journey, right? You do get your home game in the best of 3 series. Sure, that's great, whatever. But the reality is home field advantage. You should be having more games at home.
Right, which means we did well.
Exactly.
Right? I want Real Salt Lake to be the team that when you're watching MLS 360, they're hyping us up because we're a dominant force. We're scoring goals. We're stout defensively. Conversations are being had with, us in Miami and us in LAFC, not can they beat Colorado? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's really hard because again, I want to be excited. I want us to win. And it's really hard to get hyped when you finish ninth place.
Yeah.
When you squeak in. Right? And it was when you're in against St. Louis, bro. All we needed to do was beat St. Louis, and we gave up 2 goals after Olatunji has the game of his career for Real Salt Lake, right? It just doesn't give you a lot of confidence. It really doesn't.
I'm trying to find I should have screenshotted it. I'm trying to find an interesting post that I saw this week that kind of basically sums up just what the season has been for Real Salt Lake. And look, I know people are going to come at us for being, a little bit more on the negative side, but
genuinely, save it. I'm not even going to reply. Come at us. I literally have 0 bleeps to give. Right? This is how I feel, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Big shout out to Eric Benedetti who put this out there. Just kind of putting things into perspective with the statistics and with the facts. In 19 seasons, not including the COVID season for Real Salt Lake, this season you have the 3rd worst points per game in club history, the 2nd most losses in club history, the 3rd worst goal differential in club history, and the 3rd fewest goals scored in a season in club history.
But hey, we're in the play-in. It's all forgiven.
The only years worse is pretty much 2005 and 2007 under Ellinger, right when there was an expansion team in the early days. And you're pretty much on par with 2015, which was one of the worst seasons in club history.
You know what the most frustrating part about this whole thing to me is? And I know we've talked about this before. This roster is good.
Yeah, man.
It almost feels inexcusable. We're not squeaking through with free agents and no names. You know what I mean? I don't really want to talk about it because we've talked about it ad nauseum, but the striker situation hurt us the first half of the year. Get that. But what happened to Real Salt Lake defensively?
Yeah.
What happened to Justin Glad and Brian Vera? Right? Again, had we not had Rafa Cabral in goal, we're probably in the basement, man.
Yeah, if you have Zach McMath in this net, no disrespect to McMath.
No, but
you're competing for that wooden spoon.
Cabral is the MVP, hands down.
Yeah, by far.
Hands down.
By far. It's also an issue that, and again, it sucks that Olatunji came in halfway through the season, but it sucks that Diego Luna is your top goal scorer.
Right, and he's missed a bit of time for suspension or international duty. Just nothing was really gone right for Real Salt Lake.
No. It's been one of those. It's been one of those seasons. It's been a frustrating season, and it's great. I'm happy to cover Real Salt Lake in the playoffs. I'm happy to be able to continue to watch this team now as they try to put together a playoff run, but it doesn't mask and it doesn't cover up what's truly been it's been a rough season. It's been a hard season.
It's a down year. There's no way around it. It's a down year.
Again, it sucks considering what last year was.
It's night and day, man.
Yeah. Absolute
night and day.
And I still stand by the sentiment. I don't know how much game breakdown you want to get into here, Josh, with St. Louis, but it when you are up 2-0 on the road, and it is a win-in situation, right? Obviously, thank you, Dallas, for doing your part in helping Real Salt Lake out. Thank you, Colorado, for doing your part in helping Real Salt Lake out, right?
We got to touch on that.
Yeah, we will. We had to rely on results from other teams to make it. And
which I hate.
When really all it should have been is you're up 2-0 on the road, man.
Lock it down.
lock it down, figure it out defensively. Brian Vera gives up the penalty in the first half. You head into the break 2-1. There was a sequence, I can't remember who exactly it was, but there was a sequence for St. Louis where a ball comes crashing off the post, man. And then you go and you give up the goal to Klaus for the 2-2. You tied, you drew, I mean, hey, congratulations, getting the point on the road, whatever. But the reality is, if you can't hold a lead against St. Louis on the road when you're up 2-0, it's just, I don't think you deserve to be where you are.
Right, where we weren't playing LAFC, right?
Yeah.
St. Louis is a bottom dweller.
And it's not the first time you've given up a lead to St. Louis.
No.
The same thing happened at home, except, here at America First Field, St. Louis came back and won.
Yep. I don't know, man. It's just a frustrating year, dude.
Yeah.
There's no other word for it other than frustrating.
Oh, taking a look around Major League Soccer and the results that really helped Real Salt Lake. Vancouver gets a player sent off early. Dallas goes up a goal. Mueller pulls one back. FC Dallas ends up winning that game 2-1. SKC Houston draw 0-0. San Jose gets the win against Austin, which Real Salt Lake wins that tiebreaker thanks to the wins that Real Salt Lake was able to put together this season. Portland just absolutely losing one at home against San Diego. San Diego, man. Congratulations to them. Expansion team winning, setting the record and winning the Western Conference. Love that for them. LA,
They've got to be one of the favorites.
I think so, man, which is crazy to think.
I love it for them.
You have the Galaxy who go up 2-1 over Minnesota. And then the game that really, really helped Real Salt Lake, and the game that the game that ended up being the difference in the Western Conference race, was a 2-2 draw for Colorado and LAFC.
Yeah, I guess if there's one, absolute silver lining for us is that Colorado didn't make it. Yeah. Love that.
They were up, man. They were up 2-1.
Did you see the goal that Hugo gave up?
No.
Just like the pass out of the back straight to the Rapids play. I mean, it was...
No, but that's surprising coming from Hugo Lloris.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
It's almost like LAFC wanted Real Salt Lake to not make it,
I mean, if I'm LAFC, that is one game that I wouldn't want to see RSL if I'm LAFC, because there's a history there in the playoffs.
There is a history there in the playoffs, but I think it's different this year after you get demolished 4-1 in the regular season. Twice.
I mean, yeah. They've demolished us in the past, though, like leading into some big games.
Yeah.
That one's just such a wild card. That game's always a wild card. It's either RSL squeaks one out against them or they absolutely throttle us. It's one or the other.
Darren Yappy scores in the 87th minute. Colorado's up 2-1. And then literally in the 90-plus, Andrew Moran for LAFC scores a right-footed shot to the center of the box and makes it 2-2. And LAFC kind of save Real Salt Lake's bacon. And that's ultimately what makes the difference. And that's what puts Real Salt Lake into the play-in.
Thank you, LAFC.
Thanks, LAFC. After beating us and whooping us in the regular season, you come in clutch. And now Real Salt Lake has a road trip to the Portland Timbers, which also, by the way, it was fun to watch. It go from FC Dallas to a trip to Dallas to momentarily being able to host a game, and then now you end up with Portland. Decision Day always delivers. It's always fun. And
yeah, there's never a rhyme or reason to Decision Day, man. It's all over the place every year.
It's one of my favorite days, and I wish that MLS would do some more rivalries on Decision Day. Like, we should have played Colorado.
Imagine.
We should have had, the St. Louis game should have been played a couple weeks ago when Real Salt Lake played Colorado, and then this one should have been This one should have been against Colorado.
Yeah, just a little flip flop there would have been absolutely incredible. I mean, can you imagine the pain for either fan base, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it'd been unreal.
Looking at this Portland team, man, they're in a tailspin. They have one win since returning from Leagues Cup break, and have no wins since September 13th. So they've gone over a month without winning a game. Last time Real Salt Lake went out to Portland, they were able to win 1-0 thanks to a goal from Diogo Gonçalves.
I was there.
You were there, yeah. I forgot you were at that game.
Yeah.
And I think that this is. I would have rather, weirdly enough, this matchup than going to Dallas.
I agree. Portland is a team that is beatable. I think Dallas is as well, but we have a better track record, I think.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. I don't know the numbers, but just off the top of my head and my feelings, more likely to beat Portland than FC Dallas in Dallas.
I think you got a much better chance, especially with the way Portland's been performing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, which is
Dallas kind of found something there at the end of the season. They've been playing a lot better without Luciano Acosta since he left. That team's been that team's been better, and I feel like that one's a little bit more unpredictable.
It's kind of wild to me. It's not just like Dallas with Lucho. There's quite a few teams that, when they lose a big name player like that, do better.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's what the rhyme or reason is, but I'm sure it's some kind of attitude thing, bringing the team down.
I think in this case it was, because once Dallas started sucking, he was like, "Get me out of here, bro."
He checked out.
It sounds like he wasn't a very good, teammate. Doesn't sound like he was good in the locker room, and so I think FC Dallas did good on moving on from him when they did, and getting him out of there as soon as they could.
Yeah, being a good teammate goes a long way.
Yeah.
It really does.
It really does. It changes the attitude in the locker room, man. You see that now with Dallas, again, finding something here late in the season. And, with Portland, they lose Evander. They bring in DaCosta, and DaCosta hasn't been maybe the like-for-like change that they wanted. They've been dealing with injuries all season long, and so it's not surprising that they're on a tailspin to end the season. But again, I think that's why there's a little bit more of a positive feeling heading to Portland than I would heading to Dallas.
Yeah, Portland is sputtering.
Yeah.
And Dallas is not.
There you go.
Right.
Simple as that.
Yep.
The Eastern Conference, too, was also it was interesting in the sense that you look at the first team, the team in first place, down to ninth place, and literally 10 points separated.
Yeah, we thought the West was a meat grinder.
And then the drop off from 9th to 10th is also insane. Orlando, one of the things that stuck out to me a lot this week was the fact that Orlando finished the season in 9th place with 53 points. If this was last season, they would have been 4th place with home field advantage.
That's wild. That's wild.
That's how crazy the Eastern Conference is. Philadelphia, of course, wins the Supporters' Shield. Cincinnati's in with 65. Inter Miami finishes 3rd with 65. Charlotte in 4th with 59. And NYCFC with 56. Nashville with 54. Columbus with 54. Chicago with 53. And then Orlando with 53. Again, last season, that would have been good enough for a 4th place finish. This year, it doesn't even get you the home play-in.
I'm honestly, Eastern Conference, I'm rooting for a first round exit for Messi and his boys.
That would be fun.
It would be great. That would be so great.
Who are they playing? They play Nashville?
I think so.
That's possible.
It's possible, not probable, but possible.
I like Nashville. I like what they've put out this season. Obviously, U.S. Open Cup winners, and yeah, I like Nashville.
I just don't like Alba or Suarez or Busquets.
Yeah.
Or Mascherano. Like, we've talked about it, right? The Miami fatigue is absolutely real.
Yep.
And it would bring me great joy to see them not on the board anymore.
So you have Miami taking on Nashville. Philadelphia awaits their opponent. They'll take on the winner of Chicago and Orlando. Vancouver and Dallas. San Diego awaits their opponent. They'll take on the winner of Real Salt Lake and Portland. Cincinnati will take on Colorado. So you got a hell is real rivalry in the first round. Love that. Minnesota, Seattle, Charlotte, and New York City FC, and then LAFC taking on Austin.
So basically every team but 8 total in MLS are playing.
Yep. Which again goes back to our earlier conversation of
That's a lot of teams.
9 teams should not make the
That's a lot of teams.
Yep.
I think like the play-in could even be for the 6th seed, and then 6 teams on each conference. I think that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
6 teams feels right.
6 teams per conference. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Considering
you can still do a play-in for that last spot, but
right, that would be, I feel like, miles better. You can keep, and then that way too, you can keep your whatever best of 3 thing that you like to do now. Apparently,
exactly, and not drag the season on for eternity.
There you go. It sounds like if Real Salt Lake are able to make it past Portland, of course, that first playoff game will be on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday.
Yes, we have to beat Portland Wednesday. Quick turnaround from Saturday.
Yep.
If we win, another quick turnaround to the number 1 seed.
Yep. On Sunday.
Followed by another quick turnaround, probably on Wednesday.
Saturday. No, so MLS is dragging it.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yep. That's why I was going to bring it. That's why I was bringing it up, because now they're really dragging it.
So round 1 is almost 2 weeks.
It's 3 weeks in theory.
For round 1. That's disturbingly dumb.
So if Real Salt Lake make it past Portland, obviously they have the game Wednesday for the play-in. If they win that one, they will play Sunday against San Diego. They would be home against San Diego on November 1st. And then, if necessary, if the third game is necessary, it would be Sunday the 9th at San Diego.
That's so long.
So, yes, in theory, it would be 3 weeks.
I mean, at least we've already beaten San Diego in San Diego.
Yeah, but they also came into American First Fields and took Real Salt Lake to the woodshed.
Yes.
So that matchup, I honestly don't know what way it would go. I do think, though, that if Real Salt Lake moves on, I think that you are looking at an elimination to San Diego.
Yeah. Yeah, if I were to use my dollar bills, that's the option I'd be picking. I would put the majority of the money on San Diego and then a couple dollars on RSL just in case, right?
Yes. Chris Armas.
Yeah, I'm more excited to talk about this than RSL.
That is a man who's on his way out, right?
You would think so.
Because
that reaction, bro, I mean, imagine if Pablo said that to a member of like any group.
Right.
Right?
You know what? I'm going to do some extra editing here, and I'm going to stitch in what Chris Armas said. So for those of you who haven't heard what Chris Armas said, this is what the Colorado Rapids head coach said to a reporter after they lost.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Chris, now with the season over and the team not making the playoffs, you've been generally positive.
Matt, we didn't make the playoffs.
The Colorado Rapids missed the playoffs, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Always good to you remind me of this stuff. Yeah, good. Yeah, what you got?
With the season ending and now knowing the conclusion of that, where do you think this leaves in terms of your tenure with the club and possibly coming back? Thank you.
Well, I'm not sure what you're going to put out there, Matt, because it's always from you guys and what your outlet. It's always negative. It's always poking holes in the team. It's attacking the coaching. I'm not sure where you're going to go with what you do. You do what you do, and not sure many people will read it, but I don't appreciate all the negativity you've given us over the months and even, quite honestly, the few years. So have fun with this one that we didn't make the playoffs. But, yeah, my future with the team, listen, it's fresh, just ended. We'll have discussions with leadership and continue some discussions. That's all I can say for now.
Bro.
The audacity, dude.
I for one, I mean, a part of me is like, oh my gosh, like he said that. That's insane. I've never seen or heard a head coach react that way, I think, ever.
Towards
media members in this league.
Listen, I get it. We are annoying.
We are.
Right. Unfortunately for the league, a majority of the content and the coverage is by fans.
Yes.
Right. You may think we are journalists. We are not. We are fans and we love our specific teams. I'm sure, Burgundy Wave dude only loves the Rapids because he's from Colorado, much like we love Real Salt Lake because we are locals, right? I just had to throw a little shade in there. Unacceptable, man. This is where Chris Armas or any coach that's hearing this from people that are giving their time to cover this team, for the most part, right? If they're being negative, it's because there's something to be negative about. Yeah. That's when you have to look at yourself and go, yeah, the season did suck, right? To go after him like that and tell him you don't appreciate his coverage and blah, blah, blah. Dude, Burgundy Wave dudes have handled it way better than I would have.
Yes. I think yeah.
Way better, right?
Oh, man.
I would have lost my damn mind.
The fact that, he's asking his question and then he interrupts his question and be like, oh, we didn't make the playoffs? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we didn't make the playoffs. Yeah, go on. Like,
so rude.
What are we doing?
I understand that, the game just ended. Frustrations are high. But my God, dude, that is so unprofessional.
Those are comments, and I think I said it to you guys in the group chat. Those are comments made by a man who's on his way out.
I would be absolutely stunned if Chris Armas was our coach next year.
Especially after that.
Right. And I know he's, contacted homeboy and apologized and yada, yada, yada. Sorry, man.
No. Whatever Slim maybe, obviously I don't follow Colorado as closely as the Burgundy Wave, but I think that whatever slim possible chance that Chris Armas had of coming back and staying as the head coach of the Colorado Rapids, whatever bridge that was, he burned it with that.
You would hope so. I mean, there's always a chance.
There's always a chance, but then ownership in the FO for Colorado would be the worst if they bring him back.
They will most likely also be catching some serious heat.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
For sure. At that point, It turns into a PR mess.
Exactly.
Fans are going to be criticizing the club more than they already are. And, I mean, you already don't sell tickets, so...
Yeah, I mean, you're Colorado. Right? Like, you have to do whatever you can to get people to show up.
Imagine if Pablo Mastroeni got in front of the media, got in front of us, and reacted that way to a reporter in there, and someone's questioned that way.
I would be having a lot of fun on this podcast. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, my guy.
It's moments like that. I know, we've come on here and we criticize Pablo Mastroeni, right?
We are annoying.
We are annoying.
It is what it is. We love this team, and we're going to criticize it when it is not doing well.
Right.
That's the whole point.
We come on here, we criticize Pablo Mastroeni, and it makes me grateful for Pablo in the sense that he'll take that criticism to the chin and try to give you a response as to why things are happening.
Agreed. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says.
Yeah.
And that's okay. because he at least gives us an answer.
Right. And he's not going after our coverage. He might not appreciate our coverage. You never know, but at least he doesn't air it out the way that Chris Armas did for everybody to see.
Yeah. And I don't know that I would appreciate our coverage other than the fact, let's put it this way. If you are a team doing poorly and you don't have anyone criticizing you, that says a lot about the fan base and people caring about the team. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely.
If you don't have groups of fans or media criticizing you, something else is wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Even good teams have people criticizing them because they want to see that team be the best possible version of itself, no matter what. Right? Does it mean I love the team any less? Absolutely not. It probably means we love it more. Right? And I feel like that gets lost, especially with coaches, right? Because a lot of times this is just a job. Is that fair?
Yeah.
They're passionate, sure. Right? But, I know this has been talked about as well, right? Eventually the coach, the owner, the FO, the players, they'll be gone. We'll still be here. You know what I mean? So while it's under their stewardship, we expect the best possible performance, the best possible outcome, period. No matter what.
Yeah.
Doing well, not doing well. We will find, even last year when Chicho was scoring in buckets, there were still things we complained about. And then we were also happy. It's no matter what, fans will complain, media will complain. That's just the way of the world.
Yeah.
So,
but it's the way you're going to take that criticism.
Absolutely. Or the way we give it, right?
Yeah.
How many times have I said, prove me wrong, I'll admit I was wrong?
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
Right? We just have expectations.
Chris Armas obviously did not take the criticism well.
No.
Did not take the negativity well. And so again, that makes me appreciate in moments like this Pablo Mastroeni, because typically you can criticize him and he'll take it well. And again, he'll give you a formulated response as to why things are the way that they are.
Yeah, I genuinely can't imagine Pablo having that kind of reaction.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
I can't either.
And if he did,
I think most coaches, honestly, in this league,
right.
I don't think I can never see most coaches in this league having that kind of reaction.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Armas knows the writing's on the wall.
That's a man who's on his way out.
Yeah.
Yep. Pablo, keep on taking criticism well.
Yeah, Pablo, at the end of the day, right, we have our disagreements.
Right.
But you are a good dude.
And I know that there's a lot of a big portion of the fan base that is on that Pablo out train, and a big part of the fan base who, they're in our replies after the St. Louis game doing the hashtag Pablo out. And for that crowd, I am happy to announce Pablo Mastroeni has been renewed for an undisclosed amount of time. Do with that information what you will.
Yeah, it's just what we've heard.
So we'll have another season of Pablo.
Yeah, and you know what? Am I happy about it? Not necessarily. Will I give him a chance? Sure. Very short leash, though. Very short leash.
But again, what you just said earlier, prove me wrong.
Exactly. Right?
And prove me wrong.
The ownership is giving you this opportunity. Go ahead and prove me wrong. And if the first half of the season goes poorly, I'll be screaming Pablo out again. Right now, we're stuck with it. It's the decision of the FO and the ownership. Okay. Fine. Let's see what you do in the offseason, and let's see if the first half of next season goes any better. See if the first 10 games go any better. And if it doesn't, then the criticism is coming right back your way.
Yep.
And honestly, however Wednesday goes, criticism is probably going right back your way. But I will still support the club.
I think too, it depends on what happens on Wednesday, right? If it is a contested loss where the team, is playing good soccer, and
it's like a 3-2, 4-3 situation.
Sure, like, if the effort and the grit was there and they lost, maybe not so much, criticism coming our way. But if you're up 2-0 on the road and then you drop a 2-0 lead and then you lose to Portland, then absolutely, we're going to criticize the hell out of you.
Or if we're down a goal and we need something to happen and you bring on Philip Quinton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because let's be real, a lot of my beef and my issue is obviously substitutions, starting lineups in a lot of cases, sticking with guys that I don't think should be stuck with. Right? But that's me. I'm not there every training session, but clearly sometimes it doesn't work and you want to see some change. It is what it is, man. Like, I'm more looking forward to the offseason to see what happens with this roster than anything.
Yep.
Barring an MLS Cup, like, actual run. Check in with me again if we're in the Western Conference final.
I think that we'll see some moves this offseason.
We better.
I think we will.
We have to. Right. This is finally, the Millers transfer window, full ownership.
Yep.
It is the winter window, which sucks. But I mean, we'll definitely talk about this when the season's over, but there's some moves that have to happen. Right. Diogo needs to go. That's the main one. Needs to. If he doesn't, then the meme's getting printed on t-shirts. I don't care. I've already been canceled, so what of it, right?
Yeah. I think moves will be made this offseason. I don't know exactly what those moves will be.
Well, Kurt Schmidt, if you're listening, I know you really love our center backs, and I love them too dearly, right? They're dudes. They're great. They're severely underperforming, both of them, both starters. Please give us a new one. The other two can stay. I don't care. But let's beef up that defense because, my God, is it bad. It's so bad.
Center backs have been a big issue this year.
Yeah, I don't know. The drop-off for Vera this year, insane. Especially the penalties and the own goal. Like, holy cow, man.
Yeah.
Those are crazy. Glad, not a great year. And I think neither of them are making the other one look any better. I don't think it's one or the other. They're both not doing well.
Yeah.
Right?
And when I think when they're both not doing well, it opens up issues in the midfield.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a big reason as to why too Emeka Nelly hasn't been as great as he was last season. I think up to this point, DeAndre Edelin, the jury's still out, right? I'll give him an off season.
But so far not great.
Aside from the goal, I mean, he hasn't really done much to stand out.
Right. I think there's an attitude issue with Catranis. Can't prove it. That's the vibe I get. I think he should probably go.
Yeah.
I think the back line's kind of a mess right now.
You have a great goalkeeper. Build around
that. Fantastic goalkeeper. I'm so glad we locked him up.
Yeah, you locked him up. There was questions on how long he was going to be here. You obviously extend that contract, so you can rely on Cabral for a couple of seasons. And the nice thing too with goalkeepers is I feel like their decline comes a lot later than a field player, right? A 34.
He could probably play till he's 40,
right? Yeah. And so I'm not too concerned about having a massive drop off with Rafa Cabral, but I mean, you have a goalkeeper you can build around. You can build a defense and a backline around for the first time since Nick Raimondo.
Absolutely, and that's a huge plus.
Use that to your advantage.
Again, I don't think Vera or Glad should go necessarily,
but I think that's something you can upgrade.
But, right, there should be an upgrade there. Those two should not be your starters next year.
Yeah.
It could be one of them with someone new, the other one being the third, Philip Clinton being the fourth. Totally fine with that.
And that's the thing too, is like if the case is that your center backs, I mean, it's not often that you see a center back pair like that, especially not in this era of Major League Soccer. Maybe that was the case back in, with the James and Olave and Borchers era, where you can consistently keep that center back pair be the starters, and they're still going to give you the same type of performance. They're still going to give you the same results, right? That was a different era of Major League Soccer. In this era, I think it's very uncommon to see a center back pairing stay together for as long as Vera and Glad have, because teams figure it out.
Right.
And right now, Vera and Glad have been figured out.
I agree. I would love another Natum.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish we would have had more Natum time here.
I know.
But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, for me, the biggest question marks already going into next season is center back depth. Who replaces Diogo? Period. That is a failure. Like
Diogo's got to go.
He's got to. Yeah. Unless he scores buckets of goals in this playoffs and win MLS Cup.
Bro, he can go on and win the winner and score the winner against Portland again. It's not going to change my mind.
No, he has to score the winner against every single team in the playoffs and lift the MLS Cup, and then maybe I'll be okay if he stays.
He's one of your biggest liabilities. I'm over the Diogo project. It hasn't worked.
Alex, I'm only saying that because it's not going to happen. Right?
Fair.
It is a failed signing.
Yes. And sometimes it happens.
It does happen.
It happens.
We can't drag it out, right?
Exactly. What happened the second you failed on the Ortuño transfer?
Dude, Ortuño.
He was gone within months. Right?
Yeah.
I think
this should have been the same kind of situation.
I think the sooner that the front office, the sooner that Kurt Schmidt's able to recognize that is a failed signing, and can move him on, the better it is for Real Salt Lake.
I think it might be a difficult one to move on from.
Oh, for sure.
Finding a buyer is going to be tough.
That's DP money tied up to a guy.
And finding a buyer it's going to be tough to recoup your cost.
I don't know if you will.
I don't think so. If they do, that's some brilliant work by the FO.
I know. But I mean, in recent examples and in recent history, look at Insigne.
Right.
He wanted to move back to Europe. He hated Toronto, wanted to get out, but his contract was so freaking massive.
No one wanted to take it on. Right.
So eventually, Toronto, after having him be there for a year, disgruntled and pissed off about the situation that he was in, they finally said, you know what, we're just going to eat the cost. We'll pay you your $12 million or however much it was buyout, and you can be a free agent. You can go wherever you want.
Yeah. Luckily, we're not tied into it that badly.
Exactly. Yeah. That's, I think, that's the positive.
Yeah.
You're not tied into it as bad as Toronto was with Insigne, but at some point you have to, you might have to look at it and say, this is your buyout.
I'm very curious what the demand market looks like for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a great body of work.
No.
Right.
There might be a club in Portugal that I think would take it.
Yeah, that's the most likely scenario, but Sporting Lisbon's not going to come calling.
No, it's not going to be Benfica.
Right.
I don't know, man. We'll see. But whatever you have to do to move on from that, you have to. I think you have to take it this offseason, because contracts are going to be a big topic of conversation this offseason.
Yep.
There are multiple key guys who are entering their option year, and extensions are going to need to be made. Decisions are going to need to be made.
Or sales are going to be made.
Well, yes.
I think we're going to see Ojeda go.
Ojeda's
he wants to go back to Europe.
Ojeda's entering his option year, right? I don't know if he extends.
Right. I could see us extending him to sell him. Right.
Possibly, right? If the club comes at him and says, "Hey, can you sign this?" and we'll give you, good faith, right? Good faith dealing behind the scenes of, we will get you your move to Europe. Right. That's a possibility, right? But the reality is, for Brian Ojeda, it is an option year. You have 1 year left on that contract if that option is exercised, which I would be shocked if it's not, right?
Right.
So you're in theory you are on your final season of your contract.
Yeah. Wednesday might be the last time we see Brian Ojeda playing in RSL uniform, and that is highly depressing.
It's going to make me cry.
So that's another area that needs to be reinforced in the offseason.
What's the plan with Palacio?
I mean, he could come back, I suppose.
What's the plan with Dominic?
I could see him coming back.
Those are questions that need to be answered to this offseason, right? Because that's U22 money tied up into those contracts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. This could be a very different Real Salt Lake next season.
There's a lot of decisions that Kurt Schmidt needs to make this offseason, and you got to figure it out. And you got to figure it out quick.
What happens with Luna? If no one comes calling in January, do you just keep him around here? Right?
Also a guy entering his option year.
Right. So like if no one comes calling, do you give him that pay raise?
Yeah.
Do you give him that money?
Yep.
Hot take, I don't think you do.
Heyo.
Other hot take, we probably do. But
heyo.
I don't know. My problem with Luna right now is the yellow cards, is the attitude on the field. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, man. The one on Saturday.
Yeah, that should have been a red.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again.
Yep.
How many times this turning and shoving a guy, hands to the face, like, what are we doing? What are you doing, dude?
That should have been a red. I think Real Salt Lake and Luna were very lucky not to get a red card there.
Yeah, I think Potch needs to sit him down and say, hey, buddy, you got to cool it.
Someone has to, because I mean, I know we were just praising Pablo earlier, but I don't know if Pablo's having those hard conversations with him.
If it's frustrating for us, it's got to be frustrating for him.
I would be curious to hear the conversations between Luna and Pablo after something like that happens, because it's just consistently happening all season long.
Since the Gold Cup.
And I know there's a target on your back now because of the stardom and the name that you've made for yourself.
Okay, but is Messi doing that?
Exactly. You have to now control that.
Right.
And channel it in a productive, positive way.
Right, not in getting yourself sent off or suspended for yellow card accumulation.
Yeah.
You're the talisman, you are the star.
You're the face of this franchise right now.
Right. We don't need a bad boy. You're not the bad boy.
Yeah.
The bad boy is usually a center back or a defensive midfielder, right? Like, be a bad boy with the ball at your feet, scoring some goals, making guys look silly. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's very frustrating. But who am I?
We're just some blog boys, man.
Some blog boys.
Blog boys. Josh, anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to throw out there before we wrap this one up, man?
No, Wednesday night. Go get it. Show us what you're made of. Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. That's the hashtag. Prove us wrong.
Wednesday night, Real Salt Lake taking on the Portland Timbers at Portland for the play-in game kickoff at 8:30 on MLS Season Pass. The winner of that one will face San Diego on Sunday. If Real Salt Lake makes it past, they will be at San Diego on Sunday before potentially returning to America First Field the Saturday after. That's going to do it for us here on the RSL Show. Don't forget to go like, don't forget to go subscribe, don't forget to go follow, don't forget to go do what you have to do to follow the RSL Show for the best RSL content. And we'll talk to you guys after the Portland we'll talk to you guys after next week. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Yeah. And real quick, apologies for missing the last couple episodes. My dog died. I was very sad. Didn't feel like talking. Okay, thanks. Bye.